Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Daniel James II, and you're listening to the Culture Connect, the podcast for the South Carolina Commission for Minority Affairs, where we're celebrating 30 years of building bridges to resources and closing gaps within South Carolina's ethnic minority communities. Inspired by the vision of our great Executive Director, Dr. Dolores DaCosta, we wanted to highlight the stories of ethnic minority voices across our great state of South Carolina. You're going to hear from HBCU presidents, civil rights icons, farmers, minority entrepreneurs, men and women, striving every day to make South Carolina a great place to live for all of its citizens. Be sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss the notifications for the next episode of the Culture Connect on all digital platforms. Let's tune into the episode. Welcome to the Culture Connect, y'all. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
Super excited.
I am too. And I want to start off this episode. This is a special 30th anniversary of the commission episode. And so I wanted to talk to two coordinators, two program managers about what you're doing here at the commission. Can you just start off with your name, your role here at the commission, and then why you chose to come work at the best agency in the state of South Carolina?
Awesome. So I am the African American Affairs Program Coordinator. My family and I, we moved back to Columbia last July from Texas. And I was just looking for a job where I could work with a diverse community. So I saw the position. Posted, and it kind of aligned with everything that I was looking for. Because, a part of the commission's vision and mission is to work with all ethnic minority groups in South Carolina. So I just felt like it would be a perfect fit.
How about you?
Thank you, Daniel. Well, my name is Alex Tovar. I am the Hispanic Latino Affairs Program Manager here at the Commission for Minority Affairs. I came on as an intern when I was in college, and I stayed on because I was offered a full-time position after I was done with college. So I initially was attracted to the commission because it was an opportunity to, kind of along the same lines as Ashley, where I could help my community. I could really make a difference as far as, addressing their needs and the issues that they're having. So, and that's something that I've always been passionate about my whole life. And I was very involved in that sense in college as well. So it was a perfect fit, and I was very glad and very grateful to be able to join the commission.
One thing's for sure, if you want to make social impact, working for the Commission for Minority Affairs is one way to do it. One thing I love about the commission is that people's hands and feet are on the ground in communities, working with ethnic minority communities. Jerry and Christine also talked about how advocacy was a huge reason why they came to the commission, and I hear that through what you said as well today. Now, I know, Ashley, this is your first year at the commission.
Right.
And this is Alice's first year as a program manager. So I want to talk about the newness of your roles. How have you navigated being new to the commission, new to this role and to the commission? And then, I don't know, how has that been just in the past year?
So the previous program coordinator, Cynthia Haddad, she definitely laid the foundation. So I'm just trying to expand on what she already built. Especially through the initiatives of education and health. But one of the biggest pieces has been outreach, being out in the community, attending those events and really hearing what the community needs are. I think that's probably been the biggest piece for me trying to navigate the new role.
And kind of along the same lines as well. As my first year as a program manager, it kind of feels the same as what I was doing before. Yvonne, the Multicultural Affairs Director, he was in my previous position. So, he's kind of like set up the building blocks as well. It's my fourth year here, considering my time I spent as an intern as well. So I've really had a chance to develop develop my skills and meet some people that really make a difference as far as affecting the community. And I'm glad to be able to be in this position.
That's so amazing. And that's one of the things I love about CMA too, is that they truly do what they really speak about in terms
Right.
of being in the community, having their
Mhm.
being very hands-on, having feet on the ground in
Right.
African American community, Latinx, Hispanic, so on and so forth. I want to dig into some of the nitty gritty and ask you about what projects and initiatives that you're spearheading this year, how you
Okay.
came to do them, the origin, the purpose of them. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great. So, two projects that we're working on now that'll be out actually later this fall. The first is we have a newly formed partnership with the Gullah Geechee Nation. So we're super excited about that. And we are going to be hosting a 2-day business summit. And with that summit, we are hoping to educate the Gullah Geechee small business owners to start and sustain their businesses, and also cultivate like that community network.
Amazing, amazing. And then what was the second?
The second one, we another newly formed partnership. We will be working with the Department of Justice, where we're going to be hosting a training entitled "Facilitating Conversations Around Community Conflict." And it is a 1-day training, and it is designed to educate community leaders on having tough conversations with their stakeholders.
Could you also talk about some of the projects and initiatives you're spearheading this year, and yeah, what inspired it maybe?
Yeah. So for the past year and a half, the Hispanic Latino Affairs Division has been traveling with this event called the South Carolina Latino Student Summit. And that's a project that's very close to my heart because it offers an opportunity to bring a keynote speaker, someone who's developed in their career and based in South Carolina, who's also Hispanic or Latino. We can bring this person to students across South Carolina, whatever school they're at, and give them the opportunity to hear them speak, to hear their story, so that they can also become inspired, to encourage them to pursue their career paths, whatever it may be, whether it's higher education or like Ashley was saying, a trade school, learning a technical skill, things like that. So that's something that's very, very close to me because, as a Hispanic student when I was in college and in high school, those opportunities weren't there. And now we're starting to see a change, thankfully. And so that's one of the projects that we're spearheading here at the Hispanic Latino Affairs Division. We're also developing directories and resource guides. Just in general, we have some, we're updating them, and we should be on the lookout for having those out soon. So
I love that. Is there a point at which, when you're traveling throughout the state hosting this summit, the student summit for Latinx, Hispanic kids, is there a point at which you realize the impact this was having and you realize it was working, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, the very first summit that we had, it was at USC Upstate in Spartanburg. Just that first event, it opened my eyes just because we filled the room and everyone there was in college or in high school, and I could already see the difference when I was up there, talking to the kids as well, and you could see that they're craving something like this. So it's bridging that gap like we want to do here at the commission. And yeah, I mean, we offered them scholarship opportunities, as well as networking and some skills we want them to develop. That way they can be successful in their careers.
I love that. I love that so much, and I'm glad that you talked about opportunity and also impact. I want to emphasize the impact that your divisions, your work are having on ethnic minority communities every single day. Like, it's translating into like real outcomes, whether that's in jobs, whether it's addressing housing, whether that's addressing education, poverty. Speaking of, the commission was literally founded to research the poverty amongst African American men, and then it's expanded to now encompass African American folks, but as well Latinx communities, Hispanic communities, AAPI communities, obviously Native American and Indigenous folks too. So the work is all encompassing now. We're celebrating 30 years though this year. So how do these projects and initiatives fit within that you're spearheading? How do they fit within the 30th year vision of building bridges to resources and then closing gaps within South Carolina's ethnic minority communities? Talk about that.
And with the African American community, I feel the biggest way that we'll be able to close any gap is through education and through health. In South Carolina, African American youth, the high school dropout rate is 2.7%. Oh, wow. And so if you think about it, 2.7%, you may say, oh, that's not like a huge number. But if you put it in context of a high school having 1,000 students, that's 27 students that are going to drop out. And you look at it from the standpoint of a district having 4 or 5 high schools, that's over 100 students that are dropping out. So we have to focus on education. So one of my goals will be to introduce initiatives that will help decrease that high school dropout rate.
How about you? Good answer, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, along those same lines, hopefully in 30 years from now, we won't be seeing the same issues that we're seeing today, right? And I think at the commission, that's what we're here to do, right? To solve those problems, to address those issues, see how, we can ultimately foster the development socioeconomically of minority communities throughout the state. Whether that's Hispanics, African Americans, Native Americans, or API, we all share similar issues, and we ultimately want to see these communities flourish and, get their needs met, and as well, be able to access the resources that, they may not have access to today.
Impact has been a major theme about what y'all talked about today. Advocacy as well. I guess, just since we're closing out the conversation, can each of you, if you had to tell one person that's watching the episode today what the South Carolina Commission for Minority Affairs does or is doing right now, could you, give us a few lines?
So research, resources, and advocacy, and those things really make a difference in these people's lives. So, right. To give a voice to someone who can't speak for themselves, whether they don't speak English or they're not in a position to make a difference, they can reach out to us, and hopefully we can make a difference for them.
Right. Yeah, and I would say partnerships too. Partnerships are huge. Just with nonprofits and as well as other state agencies, because a lot of state agencies, we all have the same common goal, and it's just partnering with them to make sure that we're reaching, the masses, more people. So
I love it. Thank y'all so much for coming. Thank you, and I hope that someone's vision or how they even see the Commission for Minority Affairs is a lot clearer today. And stay tuned. This 30th year holds a lot. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us on the Culture Connect. Bye-bye, everybody. Did you enjoy the episode? I hope you did. Be sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and connect with us on all digital platforms so you don't miss the next episode of the Culture Connect. We'll see you next time, everybody.